The first ones to come out are a pair of cave lions, which are basically larger version of regular lions but without the mane. Next we see a few black wolves join the stage, which looks similar to the ones we fought in the Ogre Shaman's Illusion, except they are only about twice the size of regular wolves. As these creatures begin to slowly advance towards the middle of the arena, a few more black wolves and cave lions are making their appearances from behind the big iron gate. So this is what they call the regular stock. It's definitely a step down from the creatures we've been shown so far, but something tells me that the organizer wouldn't have been permitted to release so many of them at the same time if this were one of the regular shows. If Kate had a decent team backing her up, I wouldn't be worried, but if as it stands, she may as well be forced to fight all these creatures alone. This is a different change because they would have brought out stronger enemies. So since they don't have stronger ones, they just threw a bunch of weaker ones. So this is I don't know if it's more difficult than last time, but we'll see. Let's see if she is forced to use her magic again, because I believe she was forced to use her magic for a very brief period of time. I think Hardrick saved her or something, but yeah, we'll see. The first group of lions and wolves decide to take initiative. They begin to run together towards the gladiators. While Kate's teammates see the beast charge towards them, some of them start screaming, running away as fast as they can. Others charge right back at the creatures in a desperate attempt to intimidate them. Kate is the only one who seems calm and collected as the instincts take over again, just like in the Ogre Shaman's Illusion. She begins to move between one creature and another, slitting one's throat, then switching to the next target without any wasted movement. As the other beasts see the first group getting decimated, they decide that they should ignore the other gladiators for now and focus all their efforts on neutralizing Kate. They rush to the aid of their companions. They quickly move to surround her while she is busy fighting one of the wolves. Seeing that her escape route has been blocked, Kate tries to make her way out by going to attack one of the creatures in front of her. However, before she reaches her foe, one of the wolves behind her makes a dash for her and bites her left leg. Kate sticks her knife through the wolf's head, but she lets her guard down, and one of the other wolves seizes the opportunity to pounce on her, pin her to the ground. She tries to stab the creature with her dagger, but the wolf uses his fang to yank the weapon from her hand and throw it away out of her reach. Kate, I hear the voice of Rose shouting from the audience as I see her jump from her seat with a look of desperation in her eyes. What happened next left everyone in the crowd speechless except for Araka, whose voice was now the only one that could be heard, echoing throughout the arena. Damn it, she did it again, Araka says. I can't believe this. Just when things were starting to get fun, she had to go and ruin everything. Damn it all to hell. Oh, did she freeze the entire arena? What the hell? Oh, I think Rose stopped the entire... I think Rose the arena. If Rose did freeze the arena, this is a way too much of a different situation than what we encountered initially. This is very interesting. Like that's a major change, honestly. Let's see. Damn it, she did it again. Yeah. Well, Araka's words probably made no sense for the people in the audience. The few of us who knew her understood the source of her frustration all too well. Almost immediately after Rose's shout, Kate suddenly disappears from below the wolf, and she reappeared a few feet back from it, standing up with a dagger back in her hand and the attacker lying on the ground in a pool of its own blood. It didn't take me long to figure out that it was Rose's doing, who once again activated powers by accident, freezing the time for everyone except her and Kate. Nobody panicked, the announcer says all of a sudden as he sees the scared reaction of the public. I assure you that we'll get to the bottom of this as soon as the fight ends. Some of the people seem to be fidgeting nervously, while others are whispering amongst themselves with fear in their eyes. Although it's difficult to hear exactly what they're talking about, there seems to be one word in particular that all these conversations have in common, is the word banshee. Kate managed to make her way out of the wolf encirclement. She tries to retreat in the hope that some of her teammates will finally grow a backbone, help her flank the enemy that is now focusing on her exclusively. Surprisingly, a few of the other gladiators get the hint and they approach the creature from behind. While they are distracted, managing to actually kill 4 of them, but the wolves and the lions are forced to change their tactics. Now that Kate's teammates have finally joined the battle, then the wolves and the lions have scattered. It doesn't take that long until they hunt down their remaining enemies and finish them all off. Time stop. Yeah, this is not an achievement we got last time. The announcer is looking a bit stressed. Now the fight is over. I believe it's time to address all of your concerns about what have managed to happen earlier. Rest assured, the gross violation of our rules have occurred during this battle has not gone unnoticed. We do not yet know why our magical detectors didn't detect any spell being cast, but after we'll conduct a thorough investigation to solve this problem. I'm almost certain that the Banshee will be found guilty and sentenced to... There will be no need for investigation. We hear the voice of the arena owner as he makes his way on top of the elevated platform that the announcer is standing on. First of all, there is a small correction that I'd like to make to our announcer's previous speech. The woman you see before you now is not, in fact, not a banshee, but an actual mage, regardless of how hard some of you may find it to believe. I apologize for not making this clear from the very beginning, but I did not want to create any unnecessary tension if there was any chance that it could have been avoided. The people in the crowd are not looking very convinced. They're muttering something amongst themselves, but none of them seem very keen on accusing the owner of lying. Secondly, the owner says our rules clearly state that in order for magical spells to be considered illegal, it needs to set off a magical detector. Obviously, this is more of a loophole than anything else, and I'm not planning to let this go completely unpunished. However, I believe that ordering her execution in this case would be a bit too much given the nature of her transgression. I will therefore agree to only turn her into an undesirable as long as she agrees to tell us how she managed to bypass a magic detection system. Very well, Kate says. The reason why your magic detectors were not set off was because the spell used was a time freezing spell. I'm not an expert in these types of spell, but I'm assuming that since time got frozen in the entire world at the same time, the effect was too instantaneous for your devices to notice and therefore didn't get to trigger correctly. I see, announcer says. Yes, that would make sense. Suppose that we'll need to work on reaction time of our devices then if we were to ever detect these types of spell. Alright then, in that case, as promised, you're free to return to your division. However, it should go without saying that next time you try to abuse a system like this, the consequences will be much more severe. I understand, Kate says. Then prepare to clear the fighting arena. The owner says the next fight will begin shortly. As the owner turns to leave, Kate and the others also head towards their division area, while the warriors of the 6th division are preparing to enter the battlefield. The next few battles weren't really anything special. A few gladiators died here and there, but most of them survived, and the number of creatures that were being thrown at them in each fight became gradually smaller and smaller as the arena's stocks of regular creatures began to slowly deplete as well. As I keep watching the fights, I'm starting to get a feeling of relief because most, if not all, of the warriors that we have seen since Kate's battle are almost nowhere near strong enough to deal with monsters such as manticores or desert marauders. This means that defeating them should be a piece of cake. Maybe this arena wasn't so scary after all. Don't get too relaxed, Lila writes as she sees the expression on my face while we watch the final round of the battle. We still have no idea how we're going to defeat the troll. To be frank, I think he's going to be much more dangerous than the monster we have fought so far. Yes, but you're forgetting something. I tell Layla we are the 4th division. This means that the troll will have to go through Hardrick and Darren before he reaches the regeneration or no. Honestly, couldn't even imagine Hardrick losing a duel against him after the way he fought in the first round. The way I see it, they may as well be crowning us victors of the arena event right now because there really isn't much of a point in dragging this any long. Attention all gladiators, the announcer says in a very loud voice all of a sudden. While I was talking with Layla, it seems that the final battle has already ended and the warriors are now returning to the division area. There has been a slight change to our fight schedule for the second round, the announcer continues. Unlike the first round where the division has been fighting in the order of their division numbers, in the second round there will be one exception to the rule. By special request of our esteemed arena owner Mr. Vinard, the 1st division to fight Velgos in the second round will be none other than the division number 4. Gladiators of the 4th division, please make sure that you're ready. The fight will begin in the next few minutes. Humans, we hear the voice of Velgos the troll shouting from the other end of the arena. As soon as the announcer stops talking, your time is up. There is nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. All that awaits you is death. Blame your fate for having been unlucky enough to cross paths with Velgos the mercenary. The crowds are going wild again, just like they did after Hardrick's first fight, and they're chanting the troll's name loudly over and over. Velgos, Velgos, Velgos. They all keep chanting as the troll waves to the crowd and makes intimidating gestures towards us every once in a while. I tell Layla, well damn. So this is where Bruce is talking to us about Wilhelm. And he's like, Wilhelm is an assassin. I was talking with Wilhelm. Bruce says you saw the orange hilted dagger that he was using last round. There is no doubt that he's an assassin at this point. I mean, what type of fucking assassination organization would put, like, everyone knows orange hilted daggers means assassin, so why would you use that? That's stupid. It's too dangerous to let him roam free throughout the arena. Who knows when he'll try to kill one of us. I say we tie him up and leave him here. It's safer that way. It says let Wilhelm fight with you, so I'll go with that. Let him fight with us. We need all the help we can get against that troll. If you're worried about me backstabbing you, Wilhelm says, then I'll make sure to always be in your line of sight during the battle, so you can keep your eyes on me without much effort. Would that be enough to put your worries to rest? Yeah, this is the same thing after this. Yeah, this is the hearing check where we hear the guards talking about like trolls and like ogres and all that. Nothing new.